So, looks like I've got a cat sitting out of my head. Hey! Yoo-hoo! Completely oblivious. Is it Alfie? Yeah, it's Alfie. He likes to sit watching the wheel go by. Alfie! They make you jump, hey? That stare. I made him jump. He was like, fuck. And then I got Gizmo the other way. He hates being on camera. Look. Oh, see, turn away. Turn away. Oh, don't you dare film me. So what do you think? Do you know, I've had really lovely comments about this new wig. I just call them my hair. I don't particularly call them wigs. Because for me, it's like an extension of my head. You know, people don't make comments about hair and hair extensions and go, is it real? Do you know, I went into Marks and Spencer's to go and grab a few bits. I had a few looks when I went in, because I think people are used to seeing me in my short little grey hair, scootling around on my scooter, grabbing what I need to get from the plant kitchen range, and then going to the tills. And today it was like I grabbed what I needed. I wasn't in there for long, and I was just after yellow sticker stuff really to see what there was. And just to grab a few treat things, because it's been a while since I've been in and got my goodies, and I was really limited on funds, but also limited on arm space and everything, because with my scooter, I've got on the floor, yeah, I've got a bit of room for stuff, but then when I've got like what's called a foot muff, it looks like, you know, a blanket, but waterproof and thick, and that is gorgeous. And it just covers my legs. It's huge. It's way too big around the middle for me, but it just keeps my arthritic legs and all my joints just warm enough, especially because I feel really sensitive to cold. And I went in there, I got a few things, and then I went to the self scans. I thought, I don't want to be talking to people, to be honest, and the queue was just a bit big. Hello, come on then, come on. And here's a little one. There's Luna. Come here. That's Minnie. You're too late. I've been eating some cherry bakewell, plant kitchen cookies. Oh, they are so good. I'm trying. I only took 3 out the packet and left the rest in the kitchen. I thought they could stay there. And I've brought them in, and Miss Minnie, who's sitting just past me here on the chair, she was like, oh yeah, I'll have some of that. It's like my no lamb shawarma wrap thing that I had, the flatbread. As soon as I was eating that, she was like, oh yeah, let's have some of that. And her tongue was licking her nose and everything. It was like, oh my God. She's almost tasting every mouthful, weren't you? Hey? You were. She was like salivating on the end of the table. That is. Every time I went to bite. So cute. And yeah, she's just gorgeous. Anyway, so yeah, when it came towards the end, where there's more flatbread than anything else, and like a hint of maybe where the no lamb has been, I was putting her little bits and she was eating them very, very happily. And then when I brought the cherry bakewell biscuits in, it was like, shall we share? Shall we share, Mum? Shall we share? And then Charlie had to come along and have a little look as well. So I was like having to get little bits, break them off with my mouth and just like put them on the table for her to nibble on. And then he was having a bit, and it's like having little kids, you know, where you think, oh, I'll have something to eat in a minute, and then they decide to help you eat things. So then they eat more than what you've actually decided to eat for yourself. But yeah, anyway, I went into Marks's, got me a few bits, and then I thought, right, I'll nip into Asda. I used to work at Asda, and this particular store I used to work at. I used to work on checkouts until my health was deteriorated that badly. I could not do any more checkout work. I was forgetting to give people cash back. I was forgetting to put it on. I would forget to give them their cash back. The drawer would open and I'd shut it again and I'd think, oh yeah, cash back every time. I'd forget to ask for car park tickets when we had to process them through. Any sort of things I would forget. I was terrible. Change, I'd give it like not in, or I'd drop it back in as if like I thought, oh, they've just paid me that. And then I'd think, no, I need to give them this. So I was so forgetful. I was always late in because I was struggling with getting up and out. And then the next day when I went back into work, I was exhausted. But anyway, that's by the by. So I've been off from work for about 5 years now, I'd say, something like that. Anyway, I went into the store the first time I've gone in with one of these bad boys on, and I sort of was a bit self-conscious. People walked past me because they weren't expecting to see me with multicoloured hairdo, you know. Let me put this on, maybe you'll see it a bit better. Not really, that's a bit pants. But anyhow, yeah, so yeah, I went around, I grabbed a few bits. I tried finding some of my vegan stuff, which was all moved, and nice to see it all moved to the one section away from all the meat stuff. Nothing worse than going in, you know, looking for your vegan mock meat and you're having to stare at mutilated pigs and lamb's legs, and oh, I just don't like it at all. The smell is just disgusting. And anyway, I got round, I got what I needed. I'd had a bit of a browse, and then I thought I'll go through a checkout. I know I can do self-scan, but I'm exhausted. I fancy a chit chat. And one of the ladies that I used to work with, who's very jolly and lovely, and I haven't spoken to her for a bit. It was funny because like over the Christmas period, it was like, she says, I'll be in tomorrow. Will you be in tomorrow? Like as if I was doing a shift or something. And then, I'll be in Christmas Eve. Will you be in Christmas Eve? And I was like, you know, I don't work there anymore. I don't have to come in at all. But hey, I come in just to see you. And then the one time I went back in, she wasn't there. But that's by the by anyway. I'm just waffling now. But yeah, because I don't see anybody really, because of my health, it's like, that's why I'm on social media so much, because it's a bit of company for me. And I went to the tills, and I didn't think she'd recognise me. At first she didn't, and then she saw my scooter, and it was like, oh yeah. She was like, hello, Alison. Oh, and all the rest of it. And then her customer was causing chaos and having a moment. So yeah, I'm glad I don't do that side of things anymore. Yeah, and then one of the chaps that works on the self-scan bits more than anything else, he had walked, he must have been off on his break or whatever, come back down from upstairs, and where I was in the queue was like opposite the entrance, well, the upstairs bit for the colleagues. And he looked at me and stopped, and then he shouted, is that real? Is that real? You know. And I just thought, oh God. Do you know, it is the most embarrassing thing ever. It takes an awful lot of confidence to actually wear a wig in the first place. It does. You know, the first time you put one on, it takes a bit of getting used to, because it's like when you go to the hairdressers and you have a very radical change in haircut. Say you've had very long hair and suddenly you go from very long to very short. And then you're sitting there in the chair during the final bits where your hairdresser's like zhuzhing it up and it's putting the spray on and going, what do you think? Do you like it? And you're sort of thinking, what the hell have I done? You know, it's that kind of thing. And I think one of the advice bits, like with Cash's website and, well, on the Facebook bits that she does, is like, you know, when you first get it, it is a bit of a shock. And then you play around with it. So it's like where I've tweaked bits and pieces. I mean, the fringe for this was like sweeping. It was like literally to here. So I've had to sort of comb around with it and give it a bit of a chop and, you know, a bit of a tidy. So it's still got the sweep, but it's not to the state that it was. And I could put a clip in this if I wanted to. You know, and it's like when I take this off, it is going to be a bit cray when I put it back on tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a bit weird. Now I've messed with it and I've done something to it now. But yeah, there's nothing worse. It takes an awful lot of confidence when you first purchase your wig, you first put your wig on. And, you know, you wouldn't dream of seeing, it's like if I saw somebody that had very short hair, was with a lot of health issues, and they suddenly come down to me or whatever, I saw them, and they had bright blue hair with a bit of length to it. I wouldn't go, is it real? I wouldn't dream of it. Or, you know, and then it was like, I went, yeah. And then he must have come through one of the other checkouts because I never actually noticed him. And then he was behind me and he said, is it real? Is it real? And his voice is quite boomy, so it was a bit like quite self-conscious. And then he was like, shall I give it a tug? And I just went, no. And I was trying so hard to not cry. I tell you, it is the most... It took a lot for me to go into a shop that I used to work at, where obviously I know a lot of people. And your self-confidence is like, how do people perceive you? You know, are people staring at you? Are some people thinking, is it real or is it not? Or just people, because I passed a lady with bright pink hair and I thought to myself, no, is that her own hair and stuff like that? You can't help it, but you know, it's like if someone had hair extensions, I wouldn't dream of going, is it real? Can I give them a pull? See if they come off, you know? I just felt myself regress back to when I was in my abusive relationships, especially my last one, because it's still very raw for me, all that's gone on. And how he used to humiliate me when we were out and about and stuff. And I just suddenly just felt that very sickly feeling all over again. I really did. And it hurt. I felt really hurt, to be honest. I thought, you know, and I think even the lady that I was going to her till with my shopping and I was just waiting in this queue, I think she could pick up on the fact that I was very humiliated. And I was trying so hard not to cry. And the more you try not to cry, the more the tears sort of come. So they were just sitting in my eyeballs. And then, you know, it's like the worst feeling ever. So, yeah, I just want to say, if you know somebody that suddenly, you know, you might think to yourself, oh, have they got a wig on or not? Use a bit of sensitivity. you know, because you don't know what that person's gone through. It's horrible to have someone shout across a shop, a busy shop, "Is it real?" Horrible. I come home, I was trying to compose myself. I was looking at some of the plants that were outside. There's a couple of plants that I was sort of looking at and thinking I wouldn't mind a couple of them for my little garden space out here. And you know, it was a case of how I was trying to compose myself, and then a chap that I used to work with, he came past and we started talking because he's very disabled himself, but he still works. And he was on about the isolation and how lonely you must be, and he says, "Oh, you must get very depressed," and I says, "Yeah, I do." And he was very, very lovely, and we had such a chit chat, you know. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to talk. And I must send him a message as well, because it was a huge relief to actually chat to somebody that's actually been, you know, that's actually feeling the way I feel about stuff at times. The only difference is he gets up and still goes to work a couple of days a week, but yeah, to have that just made me feel so sick. And then I thought, I come home, I struggled with my shopping to get that in because I struggle with my chair and a heavy door, and it's already cut my wheels that I've just paid an awful lot of money to buy and get replaced. And they've caught in the door frame and the door and slashed my wheels. So I've now got to pay for new ones again, and another fitting money as well. So yeah, that got me down. And then I come in and I had a good cry. And I thought to myself, I wonder if that person knows how much he's upset me by shouting across the shop. Is it real? It's crazy. It really is. You know, I just think, you know, please use a bit of sensitivity. If you see somebody that you're sort of questioning, is it real or is it a wig? You know, just use a bit of sensitivity, because you don't know what reason the person might be wearing that wig. Perhaps they've got hair like mine that's thinning in sections because of various medical conditions and different tablets that I'm on, and you know, there's that side of things that just, you don't know. There could be a multitude of reasons why that person's wearing a wig. That person might have had cancer, might have had chemotherapy and they've lost their hair. They might have had COVID and a side effect from that, from what I understand, with some people that I know have been through it, that is hair loss, hair thinning, you know, that kind of stuff, side effects from tablets. And I just think before you speak, because you don't know what that person's going through. And I don't want to sound like a bit of a but really, I just think that people just need to think sometimes before they say something, because they just don't know what the person is going through. And, you know, these wigs have given me such a boost, a confidence boost following domestic abuse and all my health issues and stuff. It's suddenly been a colour that I'm like, ooh, I'm liking the blue, I'm liking this. Do you know what I mean? And to have somebody just be an absolute twat and make a comment the way that they have, I could have thought, that's it, I'm not wearing them again now. But I haven't, you know. I mean, I loved the comment that I got given a couple of days ago now with my other wig. I was outside tidying around outside my flat because I've got a little garden space, and little girl from the flat above me she shouted, "I love your hair. It's beautiful. You look like a mermaid." And then her little dog that has got to know me since we've moved, and she was yapping away at me, and suddenly I turned round and the dog froze. I was like, so yeah. And so there's people that are lovely, that are making lovely comments, and that's great. But I just think before you speak, please. Hey, Minnie. She loves it. You're liking the biscuits, aren't you? Oh, no more. I want my Bickies to last me. Can you hear her purring away? Just turn around. Minnie. Minnie. I'm lying your head down. That's Minnie. Isn't she beautiful? You good girl? Just beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Gorgeous. You give me a big love, don't you? Happy girl. Because you're full on my biscuits, that's why. Hey, I'm guarantee it, anything I eat, she'll want it. She's like, "Give us a bit. Let's try it." It's like when you get troll people on various platforms, and it's like I commented on. There was a few other vegans that commented on a post. I can't think what it was now. I think it was over some pigs that were very neglected by a farmer, and I and about, I don't know, a load of vegan activists all put comments as well, and of course this chap, he had to have gone on my profile to actually make the comment about my cats. Because it's like you've got your profile picture, but then you've got the other bit, the long one, whatever it is now. It's got all my cats on it. Well, some are long gone now, but I still kept the picture as it is. And his comment was of this chap was like, "Oh, I bet you feed your cats dead animals, don't you?" And I thought, whatever I put, if I put that they're vegan cats, that they don't eat meat, if I put they're plant-based, I'm going to be called an abuser for them eating vegan food. And if I say that they eat their cat food, I'm going to be in the wrong for that as well. So I just said that I don't feed them dead animals. I feed them my vegan food. And of course, I was called a cat abuser and all the rest of it. Of course, they look so deprived, don't they? But these would fight me for my food, I told you. They absolutely love it. I would love to try them on the vegan cat food. Just to see how they got on with it. But it is really expensive, but I will look into it because I believe it's meant to be good. You could be losing a few pounds. Hey? Couldn't you? You are rather chunky. You're chunky. But there is more of you to love. She might be the biggest girl, but she can still get on the wardrobe and stuff, can't you? You can get up there, but most of these can't even think about it. Eh? You climb everywhere. So you're fine. You're perfect. Eh? Seen a cat on TikTok. It's called Percival. I thought, what a cool name. I want that name now for a cat. Percival. I was like, that's brilliant. Love it. Percival. Percy. I was like, oh, love that. It's so fun. Yeah. Right. I've done enough waffling now, but I just thought, yeah, I just wanted to get it off my chest, and just sort of let people know, just, you know, just think about what you're gonna, how you can, you know, what you say and how it can come across and how humiliating it might feel for the person. It's just bewildering how people can be so just unthinking at times. And it's like trolls on Facebook and stuff. They can just be so horrible, and they don't realise quite. You know, it's like they get on with their day, and you're still dwelling on what's been put. You know, and how that person's made you feel, about how you look, or, you know, your makeup isn't to how they like it, and that, and whatever. But I just thought I'd, you know, I'd just put it out there. Hope that someone, you know, listens and it sort of sinks in a bit. That's my makeup for today, by the way. I love it. Right. I'm always sparkling on. I'm always glistening. Right, I'm going to go because I just wanted to get this video done whilst it was on my mind and making me feel pants. And I've had a good cry and everything, and it's sort of like a... And then Tracy, who bought me this wig, I mean, she sort of cheered me up a bit, and the comments have come on to my Facebook as well with people. And it's really kind of what people have put, and they're really liking the colours and the wig, and yeah. Right, I'm gonna go because I just want to cut the video because I think I'm just waffling now, but half an hour talking. Right, thanks for watching and thanks for listening, and yeah, I'll do another video soon. Bye bye.